Good morning, family. This is Ricky, and welcome to Hope for Today. It is Make Jesus Famous month at Hope for Today, and we've been investing this entire week in talking about the family and this church's desire to be a blessing to families, regardless of what kind of family you are a part of. Some of you don't even have biological relatives, yet you do life with people. That's still your family, and our family ought to be our top priority. And we've been talking about what it means to not just fix our families, but to have faith for our families. And yesterday, what a joy it was to just talk about the realities and pressures surrounding families who are going through tough times. And I kind of want to talk about where we've been trying to go all week and where I feel like the family deserves the most attention in the Christian arena, and that is in the way of our mental health. Our mental health. You know, it's past time for the church to talk about and start normalizing conversations surrounding our mental health. This is what I want you to hear. If my body can be unwell, and my spirit can be unwell, and my heart can be unwell, and my money can be unwell, and my attitude can be unwell, I declare my mind can be unwell too. But for too long, we have disdained people with mental illness and seasons of mental struggle and incapacity. We made people feel ashamed for having a bout with mental illness, or we've heaped upon them sinful conjectures saying, you just ought to read more Bible and have more faith. And, God's people shouldn't have to take a pill every day for depression. And it's just all this crazy stuff we've done in the church. But at the end of the day, last I checked, every last one of us has had some sort of struggle mentally. It's just a part of what it means to be in a broken and fallen world. Thank God for the gospel. And thank God for God's people who come alongside us to help us in those turbulent times. I want to just read a snippet of a verse, Mark chapter 5. Pick me up here in verse 15. This is the story of the demoniac. This man had been demonically possessed. That was his issue. But because of that, it compounded upon his mind and his mental capacity. Now, I'm not saying that demonic possession is the reason for all mental illness. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying this guy, his mental instability was due to this thing. But Jesus came on the scene and touched him. Verse 15 says, and they came to Jesus and saw the demon-possessed man, the one who had the legion. And the Bible says, sitting there, clothed and in his right mind. And they were afraid. I love the phraseology. I don't have time to deal with the Greek nuance. But the verbal constructs in verse 15 are written in what's called the aorist tense. And you'll see translators in the English try to bring to bear the sense of the aorist tense. And notice the English translator said, who had the legion. Now, it sounds like funny, right? Who had, that sounds, we wouldn't say that. You had a good time. We wouldn't say that. But what he's trying to do is bring to bear the Koine Greek sense of definitive action. And the whole idea of the aorist tense is this: what Jesus just did has been so well done. What happened to this man will never happen again. Oh, that's why I'm happy. It's because once he saves you, you saved. Once he delivers you, can I get a witness that you delivered? Woo! Once he touches you, you're touched. And that's what the translator is trying to do. He's trying to say that Jesus has renewed this man's experience and condition to the point of such healing that what happened to him will never happen again. And that's what happens when we compound whatever we're going through or conflate whatever we're going through with what Jesus can do in and through us. Now, I'm just talking about mental health today, and I just want you to hear some statistics. The COVID-19 pandemic resulted in a 25% increase in anxiety and depression worldwide. 4 out of every 10 Americans are experiencing high levels of psychological distress right now. When you take that up to ages 18 to 29, it's 6 out of every 10. Suicide is now the second leading cause of death amongst ages 15 to 24, and nearly 20% of all high school students report serious thoughts of suicide. 9% of kids our high school kids have made an attempt to take their lives. What's this mean? It means that we need more and more people and members of our family to experience Jesus so that they too can be sitting and clothed in their right mind. All I want to do today is to just stress the fact that one of the biggest issues for families today is the issue of mental health. We have something called Pastor of the Day ministry here, and we're answering calls and we're meeting with people all day. And in the last 3-4 years, we've seen an exponential increase with mental instability. People are stressed or anxious. People are fearful. People are trying to recover from trauma in their past. You name it, suicidal thoughts, you name it, it is happening. We're even seeing in this country pastors starting to commit suicide more and more. And that just tells us that we have to do something about mental health. And so I'm asking you to begin praying and planning with me about something I'm going to tell you tomorrow about what this church is doing for families in the way of mental health. And I just want to encourage you, if you're going through that storm, that we love you and we're praying for you, and Jesus wants to bless you so that you can be sitting and clothed and in your right mind. That's Hope for Today. I'll see you next time.